Hey guys, how are you? I have a story time today, and before I get into it, I just want to say my voice is very feeling like it's about to start cracking uncontrollably, sounding like shit really shortly because I just did VR chat. I just did VR chat. What is it? Karaoke? I was just doing karaoke in VR chat. That is my shit. I really want to stay at your house from Cyberpunk. I got a standing ovation. Yeah. Yeah. But so yeah, I've been singing a lot. So my voice is like kind of like whatever, it doesn't matter. Okay. So today I'm going to be telling you a story. I just remembered this the other day. It's not a very long or eventful story, but I feel like it should be spoken on at least once. So I'm going to speak on it. So the story takes place when I was 13 and I was hanging out with my friend. We're going to call her Emily. I was hanging out with my girl Emily, right? And we decided to take some acid. As we did a lot. I was doing acid a lot in this period, but this was early on in the period, so I was just this could have been my third time doing acid. I don't remember specifically, but it was one of the first times I ever did acid. So this was the very beginning of me doing drugs. And I was 13 and I'm hanging out with Emily and it's about 3 in the morning. And we just dropped maybe about an hour ago, or I don't know. I just know we were not peaking. If anything, we were just starting to feel it. And so for some reason we were like, yo, like we should go to McDonald's. Like we should walk to McDonald's. I lived kind of close to McDonald's at this period. And we should get some like fucking McChickens or something. Like I don't know, which I don't know why we wanted to do that. Tripping and eating is kind of nasty and silly and disgusting. So I don't know what that like urge was about, but it just must have not hit hard enough yet because we were craving McChicken. We were, and so back when it was 99 cents or a dollar or something, 106, you know what I mean? But 106 with tax. But so anyway, so we get out the house and we start walking to McDonald's. We get there after about 5 minutes, and so nothing has really changed trip wise. And we enter the McDonald's, and exactly when we enter is when I start feeling about how much the acid has come to me. What? I start feeling the acid at this point, yeah. And so because you walk into this shit and it's just bright ass lights. It's the fucking beeping. The that is not what it sounds like. Kind of. It's just like clashing and beeping and like stress noises and like just an awful environment to be tripping in. Like I don't know how y'all work there for 8-hour shifts. Like I'm like rest in peace to my McDonald's soldiers. Like that is ass. Like why do they want you to go insane? Do they want you to kill yourself? But anyway, so we walk in, it's just a horrible environment, and I'm like, oh my god. And they have that corny ass wallpaper that says like coffee, bean, mocha, just like schizophrenic writing on the walls of like different like food, but for some reason the wall was all just different coffee like things. There's like water, bean written on the wall, you know what I mean? I'm just like, whoa, like ugly as hell. There's like giant pieces of like sexual lettuce on the wall, like dripping moist, like wet. And like it's all around just a funky way to start a trip. But sorry, like I could have done that not into the mic. We get in this bitch. We're looking around, we're feeling the acid, and we're like, okay, let's scan the premises. Beep beep beep. Oh shit, look at that. Giant circular booth in the corner. And mind you, there's no one here anyway, but like we're trying to be in the corner. And so we choose this. It's a gigantic booth. We should have chosen something that was 2 seats, but we chose this gigantic, like, 10-person booth to sit our tripping asses in. And we're like, okay, like, time to order. Like, nothing will be strange and weird. We will act normal and good. And so we go and we do that. We order. We take the receipt. I don't even remember. I'm sure we got McChickens. I just really can't remember. This was so long. This was like 7 years ago at this point. But we get our shit, or no, we get our receipts, and we go back and we sit down. And now we're like, all right, we just have to wait for the food. And at this point, like, I don't even think I was hungry, but like, I'm just being stimulated in this McDonald's. It's like bright and shit. And so I'm like, we're here, like, let's get the food and leave. Like, it doesn't matter if I'm gonna eat it. I'm just kind of vibing in this booth. And I think we're just like giggling and like having fun. And all of a sudden, these absolute crackheads, mind you, it is 3 a.m. We're at the 24-hour McDonald's. Nothing, it was always weird vibes there at 3 a.m., like, as you could assume. And these absolute crackheads come in to the area, to the McDonald's, and immediately are looking at us. They're not even trying to be cordial and not act as if they're not directly noticing that we are the only other people in this McDonald's. They directly, like, beeline with their eyes to us, and we're just like, okay, like, act chill, everybody. Like, we're being looked at, we're being acknowledged. They're here for us. And so I don't even think they ordered anything. I think they just started, like, casually, like, edging to us. Getting closer to us. And we're like, okay, like, are we about to have an interaction with these 3 crackheads? I hope so. Wow, I just really hope so. I don't know how old they were, but they weren't, like, old people. It wasn't, like, old crackhead. Don't have that in mind. These are, like, 20-year-old crackheads. But, like, they're just crackheads. Like, you can just tell these are, like, just some young crackheads in training. And this one, and we're gonna call him Mr. Rapper, SoundCloud star. This SoundCloud rapper, man. I wish I could tell you what he calls himself. I wish I could tell you his name, but, like, I don't even want to give it up like that. But just know this man is corny, and he calls himself something insane, and it's like a rap name, and it's just hilarious. But anyway, how do I know that? You'll just let me tell the story. Okay, so they come up to us. There is a man with a ginger beard, and then there is a scrawny looking one that kind of looks like he has sex with his cousin. And then the third one is just not in my memory at all, because he literally did not say anything. Like, he must have been tweaking harder than the rest, because he didn't say shit. He didn't say a singular word, so I don't even remember his face. This was a long time ago. But the other ones I do remember. And so they make their way over to us, and they just start, like, having a conversation with us. And so, like, this isn't that weird, but also, like, we're kind of like young girls at a McDonald's at 3 a.m. on acid, and these are, like, crackhead boys that are, like, I'm afraid of personally. So I don't know how to feel about it, but they come and they kind of just invite themselves into this 10-person booth. If we chose the 2-seater, it would have been, like, more awkward for them to intervene into our area, but we chose a very empty, inviting place, unfortunately. So they all sit, and I think Emily, I get the impression that Emily kind of knows who some of them are. Like, I think she was a little older than me. I think she might have, like, known them. I think they went to our school or something. Like, she kind of knew who these crackheads were. I didn't. And so they're just sitting and talking, and I'm just, like, kind of realizing that I'm talking to these crackhead men, and I'm like, whoa, like, I'm starting to trip harder and harder every single second. And there is literally, like, the SoundCloud one smelled so bad. Like, shit. Like, he was homeless. But anyway, so one of them, the incest-looking one, is like, yo, like, Emily, come here. Like, I don't even know how this happened, but, like, they, like, before I knew it, like, that crackhead took my friend, and they were just talking in the opposite end of the McDonald's. And so I'm alone with the SoundCloud one, and he starts, like, showing me his songs. And, like, they're not even good at all. They're not even good at all. They're not even a little bit okay. They're insane. And he's showing me all, they're not even on SoundCloud. They're on YouTube, and he just, like, they're acapella, like, freestyle raps in his room, vertical recording on YouTube, 30-second clips, and they're insane. Like, he's literally in, like, a dungeon in the videos. Like, what the, and he's just, like, showing me them, and I'm like, yes, I'm so happy this is happening. And he starts being like, I don't even remember the conversation that well because everything was just happening at me. He showed this shit, he was putting his phone at me, you know what I mean? Like, we weren't having a mutual conversation. He was just like, yo, listen to my rap songs, like, girl that's at McDonald's. Like, I wasn't even really talking to them, so I don't even know how this, like, vibe happened, but I was like, okay, like, this is kind of funny, like, this is kind of sick, I guess, but I'm also scared right now. It was a mixture of emotions. And then this man just starts freestyling. This man starts freestyling. I'm hearing the beeping. I'm hearing him freestyling. His teeth are falling out as he's freestyling. Like, literally, the wall behind him says coffee, bean, water. It says bean water. It says fucking frappuccino. It says fucking fritusi. Like, I don't even, like, it's just incredibly overstimulating. So overstimulating what is happening to me. And I'm just like, where is Emily? Like, why is she over there with that man? Like, I get that they know each other, but like, this is like scaring me. Like, can she come back? And she finally does, and I'm like, oh my god, thank god, because I'm just like also like nervously eating this McChicken, but I'm also tripping while this man's rapping at me. So, but like I'm awkward, right? So I'm gonna be eating the McChicken if it's in my hand, like, so I don't have to talk and react. I'm just gonna be like, oh, there's chicken in my mouth, like, keep doing that, you know what I mean? But I'm disgusted while I'm eating it because I'm coming up on the acid, and I'm like, I don't want to eat it. Like, the chicken is like, it's just like I'm eating like straight up like a warm chicken, like if it's uncooked. Like, I'm biting into a chicken, like it's just not feeling good. I'm not even hungry at this point. The mayonnaise is giving cum. It's the lettuce is soggy as shit. Like, it's just grossing me out. And while I'm looking at this man, and like I'm tripping into his face, like his teeth are fucked up and shit, which it's like, that's fine, but I'm tripping so hard, and he is like spitting while he's rapping, and like I'm just like staring into his mouth, and like the acid is making it look literally like Monster House. Like his mouth looks like Monster House, you know what I'm saying? And it's just all over the place. But finally Emily and the other crackhead, the incest looking one, comes back, and she's just like she just is like her like weirded out a little bit. And I don't even remember if this is when she told, no, it wasn't. So she's like obviously weirded out, and we're like, okay, let's go back, right? Like, we're gonna leave now. And so we go to leave, and they start following us. They start walking with us to the exit. What? Why are you doing that? And we get out, and like my house is so close, so it's like they better not follow us for a long time, or they're just gonna come to my house. Like, that's insanely not okay. And so we're just kind of walking like a weird way, and like kind of still talking to them. And again, it's not like these are complete strangers. I'm at this point, I kind of am kind of aware that Emily kind of knows one of them at least. So it's not like I'm leading these like crazy people to my house, but I'm low-key leading these crazy people to my house, you know? And so at one point, as we're walking, we're just behind this like alleyway. Like, we were walking weird ways because, oh, there was a curfew type thing at this point. And so we were underage as fuck. Like, I'm 13. Like, if the cops would have seen me outside at this time, they would have like stopped and like made me go home, like given me a ride home. And like it's a whole thing. I've been caught out past curfew when I was 13 before, and they just like, they followed me home and then like knocked on my door until my mom answered and was like, yo, your kid's outside at 3 a.m. So it's just annoying, right? So we're going in back ways, but we're also alone with the crackheads because we're going through these back alleyways. This is so stupid. Like, I don't know why we did this. But at one point, the incest one stops and is like, yo, Emily, like, do you know where I can get some meth? And like, he was being weird the whole time, like he was trying to ask something, but I couldn't tell. And then now, like, later on, Emily told me that when they were over there at the McDonald's abandoning me with the rapper, that he was just trying to, like, he just kept being like, yo, do you know where I can get some meth? Can you give me some meth? Like, I need meth. Like, can I have meth? And so he just stops and blatantly does it in front of me. And I just remember it being very strange, and like, I don't know if it was because were creepy or because Emily was tripping, but she wasn't being like no, she was just being like okay, like just very roundabout about it. And I think a lot of it had to do with the fact that we were peaking on acid at this point while trying to like deal with these crackheads. And like if we were sober, I think we would have been a lot more normal about it and not been like walking through these back alleys trying to lead them a different way than my house. Like that's just not like a normal thing to do, and I know we wouldn't have been doing that if we weren't like freaking out. Like I don't know, just whenever I'm tripping personally, I always make things so much harder for myself. Like I always choose the most insane ways to handle situations. But eventually they fucked off. Like they didn't follow us all the way back home, and we escaped and we went back and we had a good rest of the night. But like that took like a good 2 hours somehow, and I'm not sure how. And so that was like the peak of our trip. Like when we were tripping the hardest, we were like with crackheads at McDonald's. It's not a very eventful story, but like what? Like I just remember that happened, and it's just a little bit weird, a little bit to me. Yeah, like that's just strange. But anyway, thank you guys for watching and listening to my story. If you want to see me do VR chat concerts, solo performances, and slays, go follow me on Twitch. I try to stream on the weekends. Follow me everywhere else at Leftly. Follow me everywhere. Follow me literally everywhere at Leftly, okay? Thank you for watching. Subscribe and like and everything. Or else a demon will crawl out from under your bed at 3 in the morning and rip off your toenails and then suck on your toes. Bye.